Welcome to Interview, a production of the Government Information Service. I am Alicia Ali. Thank you so very much for joining us. My in-studio guest today is somebody who needs very little introduction. Musician and humanitarian extraordinaire Taj Weeks, and along with him is Miss Kinsandi Lewin, the UNICEF representative for the Eastern Caribbean. Good day to you.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Now, it's been a very special trip in Saint Lucia for you guys. Taj, you were appointed the UNICEF representative, well, I think the UNICEF Champion for the children of Saint Lucia. Before we get to you, I want to hear from Kinsandi on the whole initiative of Champions for Children, because there has been one other Caribbean national, a Barbadian, who's been appointed Champion for the children of Barbados. So tell us where this initiative, the thinking behind it, came from.
Yes, well, one of the biggest jobs that we have as the agency that is for children is that we have to advocate for children's rights. And advocating for children's rights is universal. Rights are universal. Children are as human beings, with rights. And at times the reaction from the local public is, oh, rights are for some other countries, it's not relevant for us. Our cultures are different. And this is where local voices, local respected voices make a difference. And if you have an external voice saying, these are the things that are international standards, international norms, and that we all have to work towards those ideals, it's one thing. We're in a local individual who has passion for children, who is an activist for children, who's already investing his or her time on children's issues. When that voice partners with us, it carries a lot more weight. So the messages are much more, accepted.
So the criteria that you've just outlined fits Taj so very aptly. So I'm not even going to ask how it is he came onto your radar or anything like that. But what I want to find out from Taj is what made you accept this title?
I think having UNICEF behind you carries a little more weight than me doing it on my own. So yeah, I think just the power of UNICEF, the doors that they can open with the title, certainly helps me instead of just being Taj Weeks doing Toko stuff.
And we know how much Toko has been doing for Saint Lucia. And I just want you to run through very briefly some of the projects that Toko has undertaken before in Saint Lucia.
Toko, 600 balls, 500 uniforms, 3,500 diabetes testers, US coaches to get scholarships, the annual toy drive, 150 bikes, skateboards, scooters, and there are things that we've done for individuals that we cannot publicize, So yeah, we've done a fair share of things.
And a fair share, and we must say a big thank you for that, because it's heartwarming to always see, our St. Lucians who have gone out and who have had to struggle to make it out there, and they come back and they give back to their home country. And I must say, Taj, you ought to be commended for that. I want to find out as well, what are you guys doing on island right now? I mean, you had a 2-day session here. What was that about?
Well, it was two sides to it. One is that we want the public to know that Taj Weeks is a champion for children. And that's where, the media sessions have been about. The other side of it is for Taj to be engaged with young people. So we've gone out to summer camps, some children's homes, and interacted with the girls and boys in those homes. And it's listening to them, and for them to, just get to know him and to be able to really understand what those issues are that he's going to be speaking about on their behalf as a voice for children. So that's what we've done for 2 days.
For you, Taj, how was the visit? And getting the one-on-one with the kids, and I know how much you love those kids.
It was interesting. There were issues brought up that I was not prepared for. There were emotions that came up that I was not prepared for. At one time, I actually had to walk outside pretending that I was taking a walk, but I was trying to hide my tears. Because, you know, some of these things are really heavy. Some of them are really heavy. And as much as I love being with the children, I'm teaching myself to be more prepared for those kinds of emotions. But it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. The one-on-one thing, usually when I bring whatever it is, I give it away and they ride away, they drive away, they juggle the ball, and I don't have to do the one-on-one thing with them. But it was really nice. It was really nice. I got to really get a sense of what it is that we need to do, what it is that we're not doing, and what it is that we should be doing in the future.
So you get a sense of the big job ahead for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to juggle a lot of hats. Yeah.
Well, you're already doing such a wonderful job juggling all the hats that you already have. So I'm pretty sure this one is probably an umbrella hat for you, right? But viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us.
Saint Lucia, our home. Saint Lucia represents different things to each of us. What do you like about Saint Lucia?
Strong communities,
natural resources,
thriving industries,
democracy,
national pride,
our unique culture,
creativity.
l'amour.
While we may all have different views, we can work together to build a stronger nation. Let us each play our part.
Welcome back to Interview, a production of the Government Information Service. Today we're speaking to Taj Weeks and Kin Sandy Lwin, who's telling us today about their visit to Saint Lucia and UNICEF's Champion for the Children initiative. We were speaking about the one-on-one that you guys have had with the children who are going to be the beneficiaries of this initiative. However, there are some stakeholders that you have met with, some non-governmental organizations. Just tell us a little bit about that and how that has been going.
Well, UNICEF works with government and civil society organizations because children's issues have to be dealt with by everyone. So in the non-government sector, we have a very strong partnership here with RISE and the Youth Council. And there's a lot of things that society needs to address that they are best placed to mobilize. And I think that's where, you know, Taj, with his energy, can bring together the different groups. So one of the issues that we need to work on throughout the Eastern Caribbean and in Saint Lucia is the issue of child abuse. And child abuse, there are many different forms of it. And from something like very, you know, strong issue of child sexual abuse to something that is, you know, on the other end, which is neglect and corporal punishment. So you've got many different opinions on these different issues, but unless the societal beliefs are changed, we're not going to get very far. So it's an incremental effort, but mobilizing people together with civil society is the first step.
Changing somebody's mindset is a very big job. So I really want to know, Taj, how it is that moving forward, you are thinking of bridging the gap between government, civil society, and the ordinary man on the street to help the children of Saint Lucia.
I mean, I think a PR campaign is a wonderful thing. What we've started going around telling people about it. I think we've brought up stuff that people didn't even realize was child abuse, like having your kids work after they come from school until 10 o'clock selling Terman balls or that kind of stuff, working excessively in the house. We're bringing up stuff that they never thought about. But I think what is absolutely crucial for people to realize is that we've been doing this for long enough, and what we're getting out of our society right now reflects what we've done in the past. We have crime rampant. People are talking about how, these kids don't have the respect they used to have anymore. And I think we've moved away from good morning, everybody, how you doing, hello, the village raising the children, because we've had more single parents and we've had, economic constraints. But what we're asking people to do is take a different point of view. Look at it differently. We've done the beating in infant and the beating in primary and the beating in secondary. And what we've taught children is that the only way to resolve the problems is through violence. So let's try something new. Let's try talking to the kids. Let's try, alternative forms of discipline. And that is kind of what we're trying to do.
Okay, and in speaking about alternative forms of discipline, coming from a Caribbean mindset, that might be difficult of a sell, because, somebody will tell you, I remember when I was going to school, if I did something at school, everybody in my neighborhood would beat me before I reach home, and then my mom would beat me or my dad would beat me, that sort of thing. And so it's really going to be difficult to change people's mindsets in that respect. But that's from an adult perspective. From a child perspective, but when we're speaking about children, we incorporate adolescents and probably young adults in there. How do you suggest that you may try to reach them? Because in this day and age, children can say to the parents, well, mom, dad, that's not the way to go about doing it. If you don't like something that I'm doing, say to me. But a lot of our kids don't feel empowered enough to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that, because when I was growing up, we were supposed to be seen and not heard. And the world is open, is internet, and everybody knows everything that's going on. And our kids are becoming they're changing. They're changing. What's not changing is that the old norms, the old traditions of the parents are not changing with the children. Children don't want to be beaten anymore. I mean, we sat with kids at Transit Home and Boys Training Center. They know otherwise, but our parents don't know otherwise. It's the same thing with the schools. The kids don't want to be beaten. The principals are holding on to the norms, the old ways of doing things. So I think what we're doing is the right thing by talking to these children, getting out to them, hearing what they have to say, and using their words and giving them a voice to the general public.
I completely agree with that. And our time here is so limited. I must ask for your final words before we leave. Can Sandy tell us a little bit about how you'd like to see the Champions for Children progress a little bit further?
Well, the Champion for Children is already doing a great job, a great start. And I think it's the support that we need from society, the NGO groups that can make a difference. And to stop saying it's our culture and don't go there, because within your own culture you have people who do not beat their children and believe in it, and who have raised children without beating, who have can attest to the effectiveness of that method. So let's be very effective and open about it.
Taj?
I think we have to stop abusing our children, period. I'm not one of these people who think we have to do it incrementally. I just think we have to stop, because it has not worked. It is not working. We need to try something new. That's it.
Thank you guys so very much. Thank you, viewers, for staying with us. On behalf of the wonderful team here at the Government Information Service, I am Alicia Ali, inviting you to stay tuned to the National Television Network.